What made the Roman conquest of Greece hard to understand? Imagine trying to piece together a puzzle that took more than 100 years to complete. That's what the Roman conquest of Greece feels like. It wasn't just a quick military campaign. It was a long, complicated process full of twists and turns. Rome didn't sweep through Greece in a single battle and claim victory overnight. Instead, they fought many wars over decades. The Macedonian Wars, for example, lasted from the early 250s BCE to the late 140s BCE. Each war added a new layer to the story. The final blow was the destruction of the city of Corinth in 146 BCE. But even after that, Greece was not fully under Roman control right away. Greece was not one country but many city-states and kingdoms. Some, like Athens and Sparta, had their own long histories of independence. Others were smaller or more vulnerable. The Romans had to navigate this patchwork of different powers. Sometimes they made alliances, sometimes they fought enemies, and other times they exploited rivalries among Greek states. This made the conquest seem more like a series of separate events rather than one simple campaign. Greek armies were also very different from Roman armies. The Greeks used the famous phalanx formation, which was very rigid and relied on heavy shields and long spears. The Romans, on the other hand, used flexible legions with smaller units called maniples. Battles like Cynoscephaly in 1974 BCE showed how Roman tactics could outmaneuver Greek formations. But understanding these military differences takes some study of ancient warfare. Even after the military victories, Rome did not just wipe out Greek culture. Instead, they blended it with their own. Greek art, philosophy, and education influenced Roman society deeply. The Romans often kept Greek cities and traditions alive, turning them into parts of the Roman world. This cultural mix made it harder to see the conquest as a simple story of victory and defeat. It was more like a slow integration. External conflicts also played a role. Rome was fighting other enemies in the Mediterranean, like the Kingdom of Pontus, while also dealing with internal Roman politics and civil wars. These pressures affected how and when Rome moved into Greece. The timing was often shaped by these wider issues, not just Greek resistance. Finally, even after the conquest, Greece's influence did not disappear. Greek language and culture continued to thrive under Roman rule. Greek cities remained centers of learning and art, even as they lost their political independence. This paradox of cultural survival amid political loss makes the story of the conquest hard to pin down as just a military event. So, the Roman conquest of Greece is complex because it was not just about battles. It involved many wars, political maneuvers, cultural exchanges, and long-term changes. All these pieces together make it a story that's tricky to understand in a simple way.